Hey, Willikers. Hello, hello. Okay, I have to figure out where everything is streaming at. Jesus. Hello, 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 hello to you. Good morning. I just finished. Hey, Jazz. I just finished the Jasmine. I just finished the healing circle, and so I'm trying to get it together over here. So y'all give me a little second to get the things together. As we get in here, you are more than welcome to speak to each other in the chat. I'm just getting us all set up. I'm probably going to get started for real, in about 10 minutes. In just a moment, I'm going to put on an affirmation video to kind of bring us into the space. And then I have so much that I need to tell y'all. So much that I need to tell y'all. It's crazy. So, and when I say crazy, I mean that in the very best way. It is phenomenal. What has been happening behind the scenes. So I'm really, really excited to share that with you. I was trying to be fancy and I was trying to get the things going, but for some reason, the music is like overlapped and I don't know what that is. And that makes me very sad in my spirit. I don't know what that is. So, anyway, I'll get started in just a second. I'm also streaming from YouTube today, which means that the background noise is here and in full effect. So every honk that comes through and everything that comes through, um, we are going to take those as signs and confirmations for whatever it is that we may be talking about at the time. Why? What happened? I'm getting messages. Um, but yeah, we just finished the healing circle with such a good time. I definitely had sweat dripping down my forehead. Amen. It was a good workout. It was a good workout and a good stretch. We were really focusing on our stretching today. So, and yes, Jasmine was there with us as well. So this is a crossover space. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put on some music here in my space and kind of just let that be for a second because I do need to get up and refill my water and all of that. So let's see. So I'm a step away. Oh, I got a text. Shekinah text me. She said, "You okay? The fire alarm, girl. I forgot that fire alarm even happened." These people, hey, welcome. I be going off on tangents, and you got to know that to be over here. But when we were finishing the healing circle, the fire alarm started like right at the end. So it's like, and I'm gonna take that as a sign that things is finna get fired up and ready to go. Okay. That's what I was saying, the fire alarm man. But she kind of just messaged me. She's like, "You all right?" I said, "Why? I'm great. I'm live." She said, "The fire alarm." Oh yeah, girl, that be happening. So living in community with other people, I live in a building. Um, and so there are other people, and then you have to kind of be responsible for what other people may or may not do based on how they are. So I'm still trying to determine like if this is going to be a long-term thing, but for now, this is my city pad that I have here. Okay, so let me get focused on what I need to do here. Let me see. Hey Google, play music. Let's just do it that way. Let's see what Google puts into our atmosphere. Oh, I like this little song. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna refill my water, and I'll be right back in just a couple minutes. Feel free. Oh, let me put a note here. As people come in, y'all say hey to them. If you are watching and you're not here in the chat, feel free to come into the chat and talk to the community that is here. Share how your spirit is feeling today. What are you doing out in the world? Are you frolicking about? You know, tell us the things. All right. Okay. I'll be back. Jasmine Jellin is my aunt. Thank you, Jasmine. So both of y'all are in the New Orleans area. So just so you know, but feel free to continue talking to each other and stuff. But both of y'all are down there to the New Orleans. All right, so let me start this. Now, I hope my bells and whistles work today, y'all. If they don't, I'm going to be sad. But I'm going to try to make them work anyway. All right, so let me pause that. Now, today's episode is called I Wrote a 4-page Letter. The People Are Here. Okay. And so, so we're going to talk about that and what happened after the 4-page letter and what is happening now that the people are here and that they are finding us. I'm looking for the green fog emoji and the leaf. Yeah, sometimes here the frog is probably here in YouTube. The leaf, that particular leaf, I feel like I have to get through, like if I press emojis on my phone, but I feel like YouTube don't have it preloaded in their situation. But to that point, we speak an emoji around here. Okay, we speak an emoji around here, and I'll give a quick overview for those who are just finding and are kind of new to the community. And then it's gonna be okay. All right. So, the emojis for this space, the Frolicking Truth, are the leaf. Particularly the leaves that have the 5 leaves on there. If you are here in the chat, the comment that is pinned has that leaf. The sunflower, because the sunflower is my emoji. I go around the world virtually and I spread sunflowers. And the sunflower is important to me, one, because it's yellow. It reminds me of the sun. It brings me joy. It makes me feel like there's light at the end of whatever may be happening, or reminds me to look at the light. That's another thing. When sunflowers can't find the sun, they turn towards each other. Sunflowers are also the symbol for invisible disabilities, and I am someone who is late diagnosed neurodivergent, and so it very much is in line with where my life is and my activism work and all of that. I also have another emoji, which is the crayon. And the crayon is because I be cussing. I'm about to cuss. Okay. Okay, here we go. The crayon is my emoji because there was a time in my life where everything was black and white. And I made a conscious decision to color the fuck out of my life. And so for me, that means that I intentionally seek out things that bring me joy. I intentionally go around the world looking for joy. I intentionally bring joy into spaces. Like I intentionally choose that because that is what helps to color my life. Fun fact, this painting behind me, I did that. There's a deeper meaning to it, but I'm not going to get into it. Also, we have to go ahead and get officially started. So that's what we're going to do. And strap in, because I got that ADHD, you understand me? And it is in full effect, and so much has happened. So just be ready, okay? Stretch your fingers out. Okay, and get ready to be like, yes, okay, because that makes me happy in my body. All right. So I hope this works. Let's get started.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, and
It's not working. I hate you so much. What is happening? Ugh. I don't know what's happening with technology things today. It is really pissing me off. And now I have to figure out how to fix this, because what we not gonna do is me not be able to give you the full experience. That's what we not gonna do. So I'm about to sit here and figure out what the hell's is going on. Cause something's is going on and I don't know what it is. So let's fix it. Oh, you know what I can do? I can just pull this up from here on YouTube. See, I fixed it. Welcome to the Late Diagnosis Club, girl. I got diagnosed when I was. So let me take that back. I started asking questions, because that's how it starts for anybody who is wondering, like, I don't know, am I? Especially if you see a lot of yourself in somebody who is saying that they are neurodivergent. I started asking questions. I feel like when I left the country, I actually have a video somewhere where I talked about this, because this is the other thing. I'm an auntie, okay? And my memory don't be doing right a lot of the times, okay? I literally was going off on people this week because I was like, I was having a conversation with somebody and they were telling me that they were proud of me. And I said, well, why are you saying that you're proud of me? And it was because I had listened. It was a male. Okay, that makes a difference. So anyway, I'm just up here yapping away, but also this is my show. Hey y'all. But anyway, I was listening. I do be listening. Like I do be listening. So I said that. I was like, I do be listening. And then he was like, you just don't remember. And I'm like, if you know that, why do you keep setting me up for these memory tests that you know that I'm not gonna pass? I'm not gonna even try, because this is the thing. Have I been sitting here talking to myself the whole time and without the mic on? Is that what has been happening all this time? I believe that is what has been happening all this time. That's wild. That's really wild. Something made me say, "Girl, is the microphone on?" I'm about to re-rant though because I need y'all to hear this. Okay, so we're gonna pretend like that didn't even happen, and then I'm gonna go back and tell you what I said because I really need you to know what I said. So I'm an auntie, and I don't be remembering stuff. And it is very well known. Hey, Naya, is very well known around in my circles that I don't be remembering stuff because this is how my brain works. I have to have some kind of like tag or something to go back to be able to say this is what was happening at that time contextually. Okay. I am also primarily, y'all, I didn't even know I was going to talk about all this today, but this is for somebody. Okay. I primarily process information auditorily. So that is either through listening to conversation or through having conversation, right? But also, I be having a lot of conversations. That is literally what I do for my life. And so people will be saying things. So, mind you, and oh, this the other thing. This the other important part. This the other important part. Okay. My brain works like in containers, right? So, this is how somebody described it to me. All of this, I got so much to tell y'all. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm ready. So, I'm gonna just describe this containers right now. So when I am in a container, matter of fact, no, I'm not. I'm gonna describe it as worlds. Okay, I'm gonna just bring you into the world. Let's just go ahead and dive in. Okay, I'm a universe architect. That's what's important to know. And so I know I haven't like done the official like, hey, this is the Frolicking Truth thing. I'm gonna get to all of that. This is the pre-show. Okay, this the pre-show. So what I do is I'm a universe architect and I help people build universes, right? And I've done that with my own universe and now we're like birthing universes. So for example, right before I got here today, we were over in the Well Educator universe doing yoga. And so we had the healing circle and we had our experience over there, and I'm fully there and I'm fully present, and we are over there in the Well Educators universe. And now I am in the Frolicking Truth universe. So my brain leaves that and now it is here, right? So when I'm in a space, I'm present in that space, but I'm not necessarily taking one universe to the next unless you let me know like, oh, so okay, well then I sent, because I have brain people, and my brain people are the people in my brain that run the operations, right? And Christiana is the chief of staff, and Christiana is amazing at what she does. When I get sidetracked, she be like, this is where we were, girl. Like she be on it, okay? But the thing is, Christiana can't dispatch the people for what people be trying to get me to remember if you don't give me enough information to help me remember what the hell you talking about. So then if you don't give me enough information, we're not sending nobody on no wild goose chase. We're not doing that. So it just comes back, does not compute. You don't remember? No. You remember when I said that? No. You remember when I had talked to you? No. So you can tell me again like it's the first time, and I'll act just as surprised, probably. And then you probably gonna say something like, you said that last time. And I'm gonna be like, that sounds like something I would say. But do I remember? No. So stop giving me these memory tests and trying to see if I actually remember. No, I'm telling you, I don't. I don't be remembering stuff until I remember what I need to remember. That's also why I write things down, because this is what I used to do. I used to text the shit out of my brain, trying to remember every damn thing about every damn body. And let me tell you, I can't do it, and I'm not trying no more. So if it's not written down, if it's not on my calendar, if it's not in a place that I can go to and say, okay, now let me come into this world and see what's going on in this world. No, I do not know what you're talking about. Do you know how many people I talk to in a day? Do you know how many worlds that I be traveling to in a day? No, I don't. What? Where were we? When was this? There are things that have happened, and I got that CPTSD, okay? So I'm like, no. That, I know that was a rant, but I needed to say it because stop doing that to me and to people, okay? set them up to be successful, give them the accommodations that they need to be successful. So what that would look like for me is this is how my world works. So Shekinah and I are doing a lot of let's put it like this. Shekinah is the chief vibe officer. I'm the universe architect. Okay. Shekinah also, her gift is taking a whole bunch of stuff all together like this and then organizing it. Right. So, as you can imagine, as I'm telling y'all about my brain people and all this stuff that's going on down to the brain space and such, that it's a lot like that's going on. And so, oh my God, we're in it now. We're in it. We're in it. So May 8th, yesterday was our friend anniversary. We met 1 year ago. And we were reflecting on the amount of things that we have been able to birth and create in 1 year's time. And it is because there is synergistic energy and it's not hard. Like, it's not difficult to be able. I'm trying to see how much time I got today. Because when I tell y'all, I got so much to tell y'all. Okay, Naya, we meet at 1, girl. So you're going to have to, at 2 Eastern. Okay, girl. All right. I'm just making sure that I'm keeping track of things that's going on. Anyway, so what Shekinah did, I prayed for Shekinah. I was like, I need somebody who can help me make sense of everything that's in my brain, because I'm about to show y'all in a second all the things that happen in this universe. And I was like, I need somebody to help me with that has the patience to be able to do that. Because that's the other thing. Like, it's a gift to be able to take what appears to be chaos and organize it. I know it is, because it's what I do. It's what I do with people's words and their thoughts. I'm like, okay, so what I hear you saying is this, and that. And they're like, that's what I had said. Yep, that. And so Shekinah was able to do that for me. And so we started with Kimberland Jackson Universe. And what is it? What lives in the universe? Where is the universe? What's the vibe of the universe, right? And then we had Minding My Black Ass Business. And now it's been like, what is the vibe of that universe? Oh my God, I have so much to tell you. What is the vibe of that universe? And so everything that you're seeing that's happening is because Shekinah and I intersected our universes and we're like, girl, let's do this shit. Like, because this the thing. You know how they be saying real recognize real. When you somebody who know and you recognize somebody who know, you be like, bitch, we finna be friends. Girl, put it on the calendar. Cause girl, you're talking good. Okay. And so that's what happened with Shekinah and I. And so from the rebranding of the KJU and like what lives where and all these spaces, I'm gonna show y'all the diagram in a little bit. I've shown it before, but I'm gonna show it today. It is it's dope. It's just so dope. And we've only known each other for a year. Only for a year. And when I met her, I said to her, I was like, girl, the people coming, girl. The people is coming. And I don't know if she knew she has to speak for herself. Tell us in the comments. But I don't know if she knew what I meant when I was like, the people is coming, or if she was, I don't know. But she was like, I'm getting on this bus and I'm finna see what happens. Right. And I guess it's because she's hearing me talk about everything that I have and everything that I feel like I'm called to create in all these spaces. And she had her own universe that was inside of her that she was like, oh my God, yes, I want to do that. And so it started out with talking about Discover Your Destiny, which is my life coaching program. And so whenever I finally start the show, I'm gonna show y'all the commercial. Because I am really just sitting here yapping, but also I know where I'm going. I want y'all to know that. Because I don't waste words. That's something else you need to know about me. If I am talking, it is because whatever I'm saying needs to be said. Because I don't be talking. I talk all day, so I don't do no extra talking. Okay, so if I'm talking, I'm being intentional about the words that are coming out of my mouth. But anyways, so what happened is outside is really competing. Outside is turning up right now, just so y'all know. But what happened was I was on Shekinah's podcast. So let me do this. Let's be intentional while we're sitting here because I don't know that we have done this enough in regards to those of you who are here live. And again, if you're watching this live, you can come into the chat and you can talk to the community. And there's people in the community and probably people that you may want to know might be up in here. So I would just recommend coming on into the chat and seeing if you can get that thing popping. Okay, so hold on. I need to pull up a couple things because I'm being so extra right now, and I just really need to cut it out. That's what I need to do. I just really need to cut it out. I don't know what is happening with this. What if I do this? No, I don't want this one. I want the other one. Also, I've been talking 1,000 miles a minute, so I also need to drink some water. That's supposed to be somebody's job to help me remember to stay hydrated. I'm gonna delete this. Maybe that's what's happening. Let me see something. Okay, that's not doing it. That's not doing it. Okay, I think the issue is okay now, guys. I think maybe, possibly, it's possibly it's possibly gonna be all right. Let me do this. Maybe this will help. Also, I'm putting a lot of faith in Christiana that she is gonna help me get back to what the hell I was talking about. I was talking about Discover Your Destiny with Shekinah. Girl, Christiana be on it. Y'all, this is what it's like around me. I heard Vanessa say at the end of the healing circle, she was like, because I kept y'all on my ear while I had to go see what was going down to the fire alarm. And Vanessa was like, Kimberland is the who. I am. It'd be a good time up in here. I be having a really good time with myself. I really like hanging out with myself. I'm a cool girl. Okay. All right. It feels like it's getting dark, but it's because the blinds are not totally open. So anyway, what I was about to say was when I met Shekinah, I was saying to her, she was telling me like where she was in life. And I was sharing with her where I had been in life, and there was a lot of overlap. And so she's interviewing me for her episode, and she's like, this lady is talking good. Like she was just kind of like, okay, like this is resonating. And so I was telling her about Discover Your Destiny, and I'm like, I have this life coaching program, and I teach people how to have a deep personal relationship with God outside the constructs of religion. And like it was kind of like a say less type of thing. She was like, okay, girl, also when it start, because that's what I need. And so she locked in. And so I be telling y'all, lock in, twin, and y'all be sitting up here laughing, but I be serious. I be serious when I be saying it because like lock in, twin, for real. So I'm gonna put Shekinah's I'm putting her universe here, connect with Shekinah in the Let's Talk Sis universe. And in a minute, I'm about to show y'all the things that are happening in her universe. Okay, but anyway, so we had our friend anniversary and we were saying to ourselves, bitch, it's only been a year. And we all the way up. Like this is so crazy, type of thing. And so it's been a hell of a couple of weeks because I wrote this 4-page letter, y'all. And so let me put this into the chat so that 4-page letter, what's the thing? Now, see, this is the part where, and I'm gonna say this publicly too, where I need help putting links and things into the chat because I be trying to do all of this stuff and I can't do this by myself. So if something is being impressed upon your heart to be like, girl, I could come hang out with you on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern and drop some links in the chat, make yourself known, please, because I need help. All right, I'm doing a lot today, but welcome to the show. 4-page letter, tinyurl.com slash the truth jar. Okay, so I'm going to pin this into the live chat. I have the letter pinned, and then I will also add it to the description in this video for anybody who's watching this in replay so that you can go and read this letter. Okay. And so, okay, I'm gonna get deeper into that in a second. Hey Google, turn off YouTube. Thank you, because I don't know what time it is, girl. We just we getting there, though, sis. We getting there. So I wrote this letter, and it is like bringing people from all over the place, and it is exactly what I've been praying for. So I'm gonna take a breath right there, and I'm gonna pray that this allows me. All right. Amen. Boy, that brain be figuring things out. That's what I want y'all to know. While I don't be remembering stuff, I do very much be figuring things out and like be engineering shit. I just wanna tell you my redeeming qualities because that memory situation, that don't be working. Okay? All right, here we go for real this time.
Hey y'all, I'm Kimberland, and this is the Frolicking Truth, a soft space for Black women who are tired, brilliant, and ready to heal. Here, joy meets justice. We calm our Black-ass nervous systems, we unmask, and we leave behind whatever that is trying to kill us. You're seen here, you're safe here, and you don't have to do this alone.
See, I could not allow us to not have that experience. I hope it was worth the wait. So, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Frolicking Truth podcast. Come in, find a comfortable spot, take a seat, light you some incense, grab you something to drink, girl. I am not here to judge. I am so grateful to have you here with me. I have been looking for you, okay? I have been waiting for you. As you can see, today is episode 50. We have been here for 50 weeks. That's the other thing I was going to tell y'all. Today is actually the 1 year anniversary of the Frolicking Truth podcast starting. Like episode 1 aired on May 9th, 2025. I was trying to get my damn soundboard up, but this technology is hating on me when I tell y'all everything is working against me over here. And that's because I got to tell y'all everything that happened, but it's cool. It's just sitting here loading. But it's the 1 year anniversary of the Frolicking Truth podcast. And I'm like so excited about that. So that memory popped up this morning. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so dope. Like, I couldn't have planned that. So shout out to me. On the first episode I shared like why this started. And y'all, you know what I did? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. I had shared on that episode that I was inspired by Amanda Seales. And so I was talking about what she had done. She had started Views from Amanda Land, and she was talking about different things and educating people. And like it had happened because of her advocacy for Palestine. She stepped out of Hollywood and like lost funding and contracts and like all sorts of things. And so she decided to take all of her skills and create her own space. And she went over to YouTube and created Views from Amanda Land. And so I used to watch it, and it just inspired me so much to start my own space. All right. So I want y'all to hold on to that. Okay. I want y'all to hold on to that because I'm going to come back to that. Also, my sound effects are up. Or are they? Where's the here it is. I'm like, where is the button to turn up? Girl, I'm an auntie girl. Girl. These eyeballs, they do not be doing right. They do not be doing right at all. But also, thankfully, I believe that soon I'm gonna be able to get some new glasses because I've been saying that for a while. Because I think this prescription has run its course. Because I do not be seeing. Okay. Anyway, I did have sound effects. They do live here. They just taking it. They're taking it sweet and precious time. There we go. That one's better. Y'all welcome. Yeah. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Okay. So, oh my God. I just saw myself. I used to have this dream that I was on a stage. I've had this dream that I'm on a stage. I don't know where the stage is. And we having a good time up in this room. You understand me? I am talking and we having a good time and people laughing. People that came from near and far and all around the world. And it's just the best. And that's the type of applause gonna be happening. All right, y'all, sit down. Sit down. I just had that vision in my head just now. Okay, so anyway, it's the 1 year anniversary of the Frolicking Truth podcast. My friend anniversary with Shekinah was 1 year ago. My friend anniversary with Ashley, who is somebody else that lives in our universe, was 2 years ago to the day. Okay, girl, it's something about May 8th, May 9th, Mother's Day, girl. Ooh, maybe that's what it is. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers. And to the godmothers, the aunties, the teachers, the mentors. Happy Mother's Day to those who have mothered things, because your baby might be this universe that you birthing. And happy Mother's Day to that. Okay, because I don't have any children physically, but I do have a whole lot of students that I taught, a whole lot of teachers that I mentored, and those people are coming. I can't wait for y'all to meet them. Because I think when I be saying like the people are coming, I think people be like, what people? I be serious, y'all. I don't just talk just to talk. Okay. So the people are coming and the people are here. Okay. And they're even here in the live chat with me. So this place is a space for Black women who are tired, brilliant, and ready to heal, where joy meets justice and our nervous systems get free. Now, I do want to say it is quite all right if you don't identify with any of those descriptors. It just means that when you are in this space, that you're coming ready to listen, ready to learn, and ready to support. So my name is Kimberland, and welcome to my world. I also used to be a model, fun fact. Anyway, y'all, I almost never know what's gonna come out of my mouth. I'd be just as surprised as y'all. So I want to go through our updates and announcements. Then I have to tell y'all everything that's been happening because I keep saying that and I feel like I'm like baiting, but also I'm not. But also it's a lot that I got to tell y'all. So let me go ahead on and get up the things so that we can run through this. Everything that I'm talking, and I don't even mean it like that. Let me be intentional with my words. Let me give you an invitation to step into our universe and see the types of things that we have going on down here to the Minding My Black Ass Business universe. Okay. So, what I'm going to drop into the chat here is the link to the archive. See, this is where, just for anyone who's watching this is where this would be a great place for me to not have to be dropping these links. Okay, for somebody to be doing this for me, this would be an amazing place. Okay, so speak up now for whoever could help. All right, but anyways, so I want to give you an invitation to join us in the archive. The archive is our space over on Patreon. Oh my black ass business. I don't think the archive has its emojis yet. That's the other thing. We speak an emoji language. Okay, so pay attention because there are emojis mean things around here. Okay, and if you know, you know. So at times I'm going to reference the archive. And so shout out to the people who are in the archive. Like I said, I'm going to get us a specific emoji for the archive. So we'll be able to drop that into the chat at this time, right? But right now, just shout yourself out. You download to the archive. You feel me? But the archive is our place that is away from all of the algorithms and all of the things that disconnect us from each other. So let me show y'all the graphics. This type of vibe. Okay, we sitting on the yard, we hanging out, we having some lemonade, we kikiing, we chillaxing. I have 6. Feed one, please, Lord Jesus. Somebody claim one of them babies and send them a support. Nah. All right, we're gonna see what we could do. Look, if it's enough of us, then we just all work together. The kids get what they need. Everybody's kids get what they need. So the archive is the space where everybody is a keeper. And so all of us are charged individually with keeping particular things. Some of us are really passionate about cooking and recipes. Others of us are passionate about crocheting and art. Some of us might be passionate about playing spades. Right. So you this, I'm actually doing this. Should I share it now? Okay, I'm not gonna tell y'all where it is now, but I'm actually going to be teaching a class to teach people how to play spades, because spades is one of those things where you don't, like, if nobody taught you how to play, then how you supposed to know? But then people be shaming you for not knowing. But oh wait, is this the right link? Nope, that link is broken, y'all. Hold on. Let me do the right link. I said, girl, that don't even look right. Hold on. Join us in the archive. Y'all see how Auntie be having to do all of this by herself. Okay, I think that's the right one now. Nope, that's not right either. Girl, I'm sick of you, sis. Girl, you getting on my nerves right now. Where is the link? It's here on the screen, but there it is. Gee Willikers, thank you for looking out for your future self, Kimberland. It is greatly appreciated. It is greatly appreciated. Do y'all be seeing how your former self will look out, your past self will look out for your future self? It's a really powerful thing. Cause I really be like, my past self was like, she gonna appreciate this. And I do be appreciating it. I really do. I really be appreciating it, because depending on where my brain might be at any particular time, we can't call it. So anyway, there's a comment here. It says, all that's on my mind is the lady from the Ball Brothers show that didn't know how to play spades. Yeah, so people don't be having a safe space to go to learn. How you supposed to learn? Like, I learned in my family. So sitting at the table and, we learned how to take score, like how to count books and like what all of that stuff means. But if nobody is teaching them, how they supposed to know? So now they just sitting on the outside wishing that they had something that brings black people together, because ain't nothing finna bring black people together like a spades party or a spades game. So now they just sitting on the outside looking in when we could actually teach them. I retired from spades though also, because this is the thing. Why is my blood pressure running up? And I don't gamble. That's not something that I like to do. I don't like to lose money. Just, I don't, and taking chance. That's not what I do with my life. Okay. No shade to anybody who does. That's just not my testimony. You feel me? And so if I'm playing spades, we doing this, we doing this, we not winning nothing. And so why you finna fight somebody? Because nothing is, we not winning nothing. It's just a game. And yes, it's fun. And yes, it's deep. And yes, I could throw the joker and slam it on my forehead and like all of that and all of this and you talking across the table and all that we could do and all of that. And also, why am I running my blood pressure up for something? I'm not winning nothing. But to say that I won, I don't want to do this anymore. It doesn't feel good in my body. So I retired from spades. And now I feel like my service to the world and to those of the diaspora, specifically those Black Americans. Also, has anybody done like a what you call it? What you would call it? Like a anthropological study on where spades originates from, because where it came from. What are the origins and the roots? This is my point, y'all. Okay, down to the archive. This is the type of thing that we want to do, is we want to hold on to that stuff, because y'all know they're deleting history every day, huh? Y'all know that? And they rewriting the textbooks and they real different these days. Okay. I come from education. I'm a school improvement specialist, specifically a school climate and culture specialist. Hey, we need to be keeping our stuff. So that's what happens down to the archive. Okay. Is that's the place where everyone is a keeper and you keep the things that are important to you and the things that you're passionate about. And then we figure out a way to be able to share that with others who are looking for that type of support. The comment here, embrace all that is you, says bragging rights causing health issues over a game. I'm not doing this. So now my service is to teach people how to play spades, and I am going to be doing that. All right. So just a heads up. So I do want to let you all know that the next episode of So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese airs tomorrow. And the title of the episode is Why Y'all Trying to Save a Burning Country? Huh? Why y'all trying to do that? I don't understand. I really don't. I real life want to understand, because what is happening is the entire country is on fire and you showing up with a cup of water and you like, I don't understand. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, because there's other ways that we can be directing our attention. Okay. And I'm going to tell you about some of those today. So tomorrow here on Minding My Black Ass Business, we will be live at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern with So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. To answer that question, yes, we do. You can go back to episode 1, and it's been a time now through the So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. As you can see, we on episode 46. We do episodes every other week, and so we've been at this for a few years now. Kalanda is my real life cousin, and when we started this, she was living in New Orleans and not thinking nothing about being out here abroad. And since then, Kalanda has left New Orleans and she lives abroad. And she's been to multiple countries as she's been out here on her healing journey. And so you can meet Kalanda, who is somebody else who lives here in our universe, on So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. And the community over there are called the Toasties. And so we also have emojis over in So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. It is the honey pot emoji, was the bread emoji, the cheese emoji, and then the honey pot emoji, right? And just a quick thing with no one in my home will play spades with me. Come up, the universe has found my people. See what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about. I've been waiting on y'all. I've been waiting. So anyway, So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese, the toasties, the emojis, come over. It's a good time. So it'll be tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern right here on Minding My Black Ass Business. Network. We also have another auntie offering over here called From Auntie with Love. And From Auntie with Love is a podcast with four aunties. And we are all in different stages of life, in different places in the world. And we talk about all the things that we really should be talking about, but nobody is. A lot of us are in spaces where they're not talking about things. So we walking around blind and finding things out for the first time. Like, it's crazy. And so in From Auntie with Love, we're having those conversations. So I'm gonna give y'all a second to hear this episode premiered last Sunday. So you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese, and From Auntie with Love are on opposite Sundays. And From Auntie with Love premieres with live premieres every other Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'm gonna give y'all a second to hear this, and then I'm gonna turn on some lights because clearly it's trying to be nighttime in the middle of the day.
This one is from a listener who asked to be anonymous. Dear aunties, okay, tell me if I'm doing too much. I've been going out with this guy for about 2 months. We've been on a few dates, nothing crazy, but consistent. It feels intentional, and I actually, I'm starting to like him. The other night we were out, and I saw he was texting other women. Flirty. Oh, it was flirting. Okay. He wasn't hiding it, but he wasn't exactly subtle either, and it made me feel away. Now, technically, we never said we were exclusive, so I know he's not quote unquote wrong, but it still bothered me. Because in my head, if you really like someone, are you still actively entertaining other people like that? Is this normal and I need to relax? Or is this my sign to just adjust my expectations?
Listen, PJ Morton has the song and it says, I don't want to go through your phone. Yes, sis, you're doing too much. I always feel like we, sorry, did I just come out the gate swinging? Sorry, girl, but also too much. If you haven't had an exclusive conversation, get out that man's phone. Why is you in his business? And why ain't nobody in your phone?
For me, I am one of those ones who start at 100 and then I deduct from there instead of starting at 0 and having you earn those points. I kind of work the opposite, and that has not worked for me.
I think, first of all, I don't think that you're wrong necessarily for feeling away because you do like him. There is a natural, primal, like jealousy kind of thing that might activate, when you see, quote, your man, even, when they ain't our man, they are man talking to somebody else. Like, if you're going to have this conversation now, and he says, well, I don't want to be exclusive. Now you got to be ready to walk, my girl. If you let them slide, they going to skate all over your ass. Okay?
It's a world of heartache and heartbreak.
You can't let them slide.
I should skate on them.
So if you're not ready to drop them, if you're not ready to make some cuts from the team, you're just going to have to put in a group chat with your girls, tell the aunties, write us another letter, do what you got to do, friend. But if you are in a position where you ain't wasting no time, you making cuts, he not making it to stand battle, okay, then go ahead and have a conversation. Just do that information what you will, friend. Okay.
Drop.
Either just the expectations, or either you come if you're gonna confront them about the messages, be ready to step if needed. If not, you Ray Charles to the bullshit and keep going.
So that is From Auntie with Love. And again, it comes on every other Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We do have live premieres, so you're able to talk to the aunties in the chat and cut up all together. Because bring back community watching. That's what we're trying to do, is bring back the people to the spaces. So the other aunties, Shekinah and Vanessa and Sierra, also have their own universes. So, and there are places where those universes intersect. So for instance, the Well Educator I mentioned when I first started this is Vanessa's universe. And this morning we had the Healing Circle. It was a really great time. We do the Healing Circle every second Saturday of the month. And it's a space for Black women to be able to reconnect to their bodies and reconnect to their breath and just have a space to be able to be and give peace and healing to themselves. So if that is something that interests you, it is absolutely free. All you have to do is register at tinyurl.com/Black Women Healing Circle. And then Shekinah has the Let's Talk Sis universe. And one of the things that Shekinah does in her universe, again, she's the chief vibe officer. So Shekinah does First Fridays Girls Night In. And Girls Night In events and First Fridays events are places for us to be able to come and laugh and have a good time. The First Fridays we did in April, and we did a color and kiki event. So we were coloring and laughing and just chit chatting. What month is this? This is May. This month we did a game night, and so we had spy names and secret missions, and we played truth or dare and pop trivia and black women's pop trivia, and what else did we do? Oh, finish the lyrics. It was such a good time. So this upcoming month in June, the first Friday in June, June 5th, we are going to have makeup and 90s music trivia. Now, this is what I need to tell you. Shekinah, so for the record, I am 45. Okay, so I am the elder auntie in many of these spaces, right? And I'm reaching back. I don't like down. That didn't feel good. Reaching back to the aunties that's just coming into auntie-hood, right? So they brothers and sisters having kids and like they figuring out what their auntie life look like. So our auntie range kind of spans late 20s to like mid 40s. And then even those that are older than myself. So anyway, I said all that to say when my people, because it'd be a combination of people. So she kind of brings her people, and my people be coming. She kind of be trying to sabotage us. This is what I'm trying to say is that I don't feel like she be playing fair with the things. And like we be like, who is that? You know, like so this past time she was telling me about Rihanna, and this is the thing. I don't know what she said. Rihanna's people are called the Navy, and I thought that was very interesting. I don't get down there to Rihanna too much. You know, Rihanna's younger than I am, and so I'm definitely more Beyonce than Rihanna. But anyway, she kind of was exposing me to Rihanna, and I was telling her I just know the songs that are on the radio. Like, so then if we plan to finish the lyric, I don't know Rihanna lyrics like that. This is what I mean, how she be trying to set us up. But I said all that to say. 90s music trivia, we got this. This is our time to shine. This is our time to shine. For the 90s music trivia, we know the 90s music, baby. I am ready. You understand? Ready. Okay. So anyway, if you have been looking for a space to just come and hang out and have a good time, consider coming over to the Girls Night In events. First Fridays, again, are the first Friday of each month. You register at tinyurl.com/LTS Girls Night In. Shekinah also has in the Let's Talk Sis universe Girls Night In Live Whimsy events. And these events are centered on plant-based medicine and medicinal practices. So Whimsy stands for holistic, herbal, infusions, medicinal, sustainable, and girl, because when you got all of that, you can't help but to say yes. Yes. Okay. And so we also, the fourth Friday of each month, have Live Whimsy events over in the Let's Talk Sis universe. So the first one that we had was skincare masks, mocktails, and Mary Jane. This month, we have Flower and Flow. Now, these are exclusive events for those who are in the Patreons. So whether you're in the Let's Talk Sis Sisterhood Patreon, or whether you're in the Minding My Black Ass Business Patreon, you get access to these spaces. So Flower and Flow is a collaboration with the well educator, who is Vanessa, who lives in the healing circle as well, right? So Vanessa and Shekinah are now collaborating their universes to create Flower and Flow. So on Friday, May 22nd, we are going to meet and discuss. You're going to bring your favorite flower, and we are going to have a yoga flow that honors that and just kind of be in that type of community and that type of whimsical state. Again, this is free, but you do have to be in the Patreon to be able to get an invitation into that. So again, that's patreon.com/minding my black ass business, that or patreon.com/LTS sisterhood. Okay. So that is coming up for May. And then I want to say in either June or July, we have a baked event coming up where we're going to make some infused cookies. Oh, we got to make the infusions. So maybe next month we're learning how to do infusions. And then a month after that, we're going to use the infusion to bake some. Y'all, it's going to be a good time. So for $5 a month, you get access to be able to come and hang out with us down to the Flower and Flow. Shekinah and I also be down over on TikTok. I don't know if we have any TikTok folks that are here. And we have co-working every Thursday. So Thursday between 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern, we're over there on TikTok. And we do a few things while we're over there. We have a mindset moment where we talk about pretty much like how to get our head in the game or what are the things that we do to help ourselves like be in the spaces. Then we have actual co-working. So we bring our projects, and that allows us to be able to work on our projects and body double and all that kind of stuff. This last week, our project was on working on this project that I'm about to show y'all in just a little second. And then we also do a podcast called Brands, Business, and Boundaries, where we talk about those three things. My water reminder is here. Un momento. Gracias, Etienne. They be having to remind me to drink water because I'll be talking. Okay, but anyway, so brands, business, and boundaries. We talk about those three things. We talk about being business. Well, first off, our personal brand. What is our personal brand? What are the things that go into that? What does that look like in business? And then how do we set up the boundaries to be able to honor that and honor ourselves and honor our humanity? So we be having a good time down there to the TikTok. So if you are free on Thursdays, hey, Bianca. If you're free on Thursdays between 12 to 2 p.m., then you can come and co-work with us. And it's a really good time. You never know what we're going to say. You never know what's going to come up. So you just got to be there. Because if you're not there, you missed the thing and now you don't know. So we also have a new Patreon exclusive podcast that is coming up, and it is called Season 1 Podcast. Okay, this is a hot off the press. Y'all ain't even know I was finna bring this back. Yes. So, Season 1 podcast is a rewatch podcast. This came out of, we be watching shows and we be like, girl, we want to talk about this. Like, let's make a space. Because also me and Shekinah be calendaring down, right? So it's like, look at your calendar. Where can we put in time to watch the next episode of the such and the so? And so out of that, we started having a lot of conversations because one of the big things that we're doing over here is we're building universes. And that's going to look so many different ways. And so I am like seeing movies and comic books and skits and animated series and like all of this, right? And so because of that, we need to really like analyze some really good, or maybe not so good, but in our case, they're going to be really good, some really good series that had like cult following. And so what happened is we were watching Mara Brock I Kill, something about Mara Brock I Kill. And we were like, man, the way that she produces and writes and creates these worlds, this is going to be so dope if we go back and do that rewatch. And so what we decided that we're going to do is rewatch the first season of different series. So we're starting out with Girlfriends. And what's so interesting, Girlfriends had a cult following, like people was watching down to that Girlfriends, but also I was not old enough to really know what them women was talking about. I think it came out in 2000 maybe or something like that. I don't know, but I wasn't where they were in their lives yet. And I hadn't had the experiences that I had yet. So Shekinah is now the age that they are in the show. And then I have now passed that age and now have hindsight to look back. And then, of course, in girlfriends, it's 4 different girlfriends. So this is like 6 different perspectives that we get to look at and analyze and talk about. I'm gonna take all them horns turning up out there like y'all need to be over here. This is about to be so much fun. And so this is going to also give us an opportunity to be able to look at things from a production frame point, or from a writing frame point, or like how they captured the season, or how the story developed, or the characters developed, and like all of that. So look at it now with different eyes. Exactly. So we are starting the season 1 podcast on May 15th. Again, this is going to be Patreon exclusive. So we'll go live, we'll watch the episodes together, and then we'll talk about it. So it's like 1 hour we'll watch the episode, and then the next hour we'll have a conversation about what we saw, how we relate to it, how we now looking at it with new eyes. So this is a Patreon exclusive, and also a Let's Talk Sis and Kimberland Jackson cross collaboration. So I wanted to tell y'all about that as well. Found Her Future is our internship program where we support women 18 and up, not necessarily Black women, but Black women centered. That is important for anybody to know. This is the space where we bring in women who are either trying to pivot out of toxic work environments, or they never have to go into a toxic work environment because they are able to be in this safe container. So Found Her Future starts out with Discover Your Destiny, which is my life coaching program, and I'm going to show you a commercial of that in a moment. And then the second part of Discover Your Destiny, after the ladies have understood their gifts and gone on their journey and really understood who they are and how God created them to be, then they go through the metamorphosis. The metamorphosis is where you now take all of that, all of this new universe, if you will, that has been birthed in your spirit, and then we give you the support to really see that out. So then you'll be able to create your own universe and walk out of this ready to birth that into the world through the chrysalis. So we are in our first cohort of Found Her Future currently, and we just completed Discover Your Destiny. So we had our reflection meeting the other day, and it has just been so incredible, like to watch. And so I'll get back to that in a second. But anyway, if you want to know more about Found Her Future, you or someone else, again, is 18 and up. So it's this is not just necessarily for college age people, is 18 and up. So we have people in all walks of life. So if you want to know more about that, go to tinyurl.com/found, FOUND, her, HER, future, and then you can read the letter. We accept applications on a rolling basis, but we only have one cohort a year. So we'll be picking back up at the beginning of the year for the next cohort to go through Found Her Future. All right. So that's that. Okay, what else? So I do want to pause here and drink some water. And then I also want to give you an opportunity to take and discover your destiny. And then I'll share a little bit about that. And then I'll get into the things that I need to tell y'all.
What if the thing you've always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose? This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo-woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are 2 ways to enter this sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw. It's the fingerprint of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer.
So, we currently are enrolling for the summer cohort of Discover Your Destiny. And I anticipate that this cohort is going to be really interesting. So let me put the link here in the chat. Also, Jasmine, thank you. Welcome to the archive. Learn more about Discover Your Destiny. What is this? If you go to dyd25.com, then you'll be able to learn more about Discover Your Destiny. Click around. I'm also somebody who, we had someone join yesterday. She is a sound bowl healer and astrologist and music artist and what else does she do? She has her own universe that she's birthing, so she's going to be joining us. We also have folks who have already gone through Discover Your Destiny that are going to be going through Discover Your Destiny again. So we have folks who are working on getting their Intuitive Melanated Life Coach certification who are going to be in the space, as well as people who have already gotten their Intuitive Melanated Life Coach certification, and they are coming back to the space to be able to launch themselves to the next place. So Discover Your Destiny is a way for you to learn how to build a deep personal relationship with God outside the constructs of religion. It gives you a language with God and allows you to really understand your God-given gifts. As I was saying earlier, like, I'm neurodivergent, late diagnosed, and what I realized is a lot of the things that God put into me, such as being someone who can feel, which is a gift, someone who can feel, or the way that I see patterns and things, or the ways that when I show up, I disrupt because I bring light with me. That stuff was put into me from my very design, right? But what happens is the world tells us that those things are not welcome. So then we go through a space of divorcing ourselves from our body and from our gifts, and we are just trying to figure out who we are. And at some point, you start to ask yourself, who am I for real though? Because I don't like this. This doesn't feel good to me. There has to be more than this. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. At some point, your spirit calls you back home to yourself. And that's where Discover Your Destiny comes in. So Discover Your Destiny is for people who are asking themselves, what do I need to be doing? Or how can I really know that it's God's voice? It helps you to reconnect to your intuition and trust your intuition and your discernment and what that looks like and sounds like. So the first couple weeks, we talk about who you are and also who you want to avoid being, because it's important for us to know that our gifts can be used to put positive things out into the world and negative things out into the world. And so I'm somebody that ethics is really, really a big thing for me. So it's important for us to know and understand that. Then we talk about the impact that you want to make on the world and the steps that you need to take in order to get there. The next thing we talk about are the things that are standing in the way of destiny. So the obstacles that might be standing in the way. What boundaries do we need to put up in order to make sure that we are carving out a safe space that is not infiltrated by people who do not have our best wishes at heart? And how do we create space for people who do have our best interests at heart? And then we talk about self-care and how we are going to tend to our bodies and tend to our humanity and tend to our nervous systems so that we are not in a space of burnout. So that's the journey of Discover Your Destiny. Again, the summer cohort is registering now, and registration will be open until May 23rd. As you heard in the commercial, there are two ways to be able to join. You can join by simply just paying the amount, or you can join through the Divine Exchange track, which is where you are on a barter system. And so you have Discover Your Destiny, and then the way that you return back the worth of Discover Your Destiny, if you will, is through creating your own universe. So you will then have a universe that you'll birth, and then you'll show up and support. You might be somebody dropping these links in the chat that I keep talking about. So then you find a way that you're going to be able to give back where it can be a mutually beneficial exchange. So I say all that to say money is not necessarily money is not a hindrance from you being a part of the Discover Your Destiny. What would be a hindrance is you not committing to yourself for 10 weeks. Okay. So if this is something that is for you, please go to dyd25.com. If it's for somebody you know, please pass that on so that the people who are looking for me are able to find me. Okay. And if you're saying to yourself, I don't really know if I'm able to do like a 10-week intensive type of situation. I really want to kind of this at my own pace. You're able to do that as well. You can get the workbook and take the journey on your own. So if you go to tinyurl.com/DYD workbook 2026, you can order the workbook, take the journey, and take the journey on your own pace in your own time. All right. So I'm gonna make my auntie update kind of like bleed into everything else because it's a lot. First off, when I start off my auntie updates, I start off with a Raina update. Raina is my hair. Raina's emoji is the crown emoji. Okay, so drop some crowns in the chat for Raina. And Raina, I watched Raina the other day, and then I'm liking the finger coil situation. I'm kind of going with it a little bit. It gives me some elongation and some definition, and some things like that. I am still in the process of trying to figure out my own hair products, but I am going to make some more flaxseed gel because now I have the ability to be able to get the stocking or the mesh strainer or whatever that I need to make the flaxseed gel. Okay, so that's what it's gonna be looking like. But yeah, Raina's very much hydrated and letting it rock. I just kind of let her do it. I wake up and I be like, all right, let's go with the day. And so I'm loving my journey with Raina. If you have not been here for a while, I had chopped a good amount off of Raina just recently, but y'all, Raina be growing like it ain't nothing. So one thing my hair gonna do is grow. Okay. So anyway, so that's how Raina's doing, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm trying to see because I see these grays, girl. Auntie got to go sit down. She 45 in real life. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do a color because there are some colors that I've been wanting for a while, but I also have to find somebody that I trust to like really do that because I also don't trust myself to really do that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But in the meantime, go Raina. All right. The next thing that I have here is kind of the lead in into all the things. So y'all, I had wrote this 4-page letter. And it's been so much going on. I'm not going to get into what the letter says because the letter, you can go to the letter. Again, I'm going to put it in the description, but it's tinyurl.com/thetruthjar. And basically, I just laid out everything that's been going on. One thing I want you to know is I've been documenting my life. Minding My Black Ass Business started in 2022, but it was birthed out of traumatic events in education. I told you I'm a school improvement specialist. I was working in Pennsylvania on behalf of the Department of Education. It was traumatic. And I got to see all the things that they were doing behind the scenes to ensure that our kids don't succeed, that teachers get burnt out. Like it was wild. And because of that, I'm also somebody who believes in justice and believes, how can I say that with it not sounding like injustice? I believe in the concept of justice, and justice is really important to me. Safe spaces are really important to me, especially when we're talking about learning spaces. So one of the things, I'm also a scientist, I'm a biologist, and brain research is something that is a part of my research. And so when we're talking about a learning environment, you have to know that you're safe and that you're connected to even be able to access the part of your brain that allows you to learn. So the reason I'm a school climate and culture specialist is because I know that your brain cannot learn if you are under duress. So we have to make learning environments safe spaces. Many of our schools, and I dare to say most of our schools, are not safe spaces. And when I'm saying ours, I mean the US because I'm from there, not because I live there anymore. Okay. But schools are not safe spaces for children. And the whole point of the school system and the institution and system of education is to harm children. It is to murder their spirits, to take out all of that stuff. When I was talking about the neurodivergence and the gifts and all that, to take all of that out and shut up and do what I said and go into this workforce and hush. That is what the school system is created for. And every so often, you come across a school or you come across a teacher or a guidance counselor that does something a little bit different and they stand out to you. I have talked about Miss Dillon very often here on this podcast. Miss Dillon, as a matter of fact, the video I'm about to show y'all, Miss Dillon was there. I had just reconnected with her. I wound up reconnecting with her during COVID. For the record, I graduated from high school in 1999. I'm from Katrina. So after Katrina, I'm from Katrina. I'm from New Orleans. So after Katrina, everybody was everywhere and we couldn't find people. And Miss Dillon was one of the people that I wanted to be able to find. She found me on Facebook during COVID and we reconnected, and she would be in my lives often. And so anyway, in this particular video, I'm gonna show y'all in a second, she was in the live. And so Miss Dillon is one of those people that I aspired to be like. She was one of my inspirations when I was trying to figure out the type of teacher that I wanted to be. And so that happens in some schools, that you wind up having a teacher that actually really invests in you and makes a difference. And it's not something that I take lightly. And so anyway, Minding My Black Ass Business started because it was my step out of education and also my whistleblowing into saying this is what they're actually doing. Minding My Black Ass Business has evolved from that to what you now see, all of the things that I showed you and other people birthing their universes. So when I mentioned back in 2020, there was, it was in the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. There was there was a lot of conversation that was happening on the internet where people were getting mad at other people for how they were protesting. So a lot of people were thinking about protesting in a way of, you got to go and be on the front of the picket lines, like you got to go down to the physical protest. And what I was trying to get people to understand is that is not the only way to protest, nor is that a safe way for everybody to protest, because going to actual physical protest is like you're trained to do that. There are certain things you need to know, certain things you need to look for, certain things you need to be aware of so that you don't cause harm to the mission of why you're there. And so somebody who's just showing up to a protest casually is actually somebody that is not a safe person to be at that protest, because now you're a liability. So during that time, I'm talking about the different ways to protest. And I was sharing with them, like, I don't go to protests because I don't know how to shut the hell up. And I believe in justice very, very strongly. And so I know you're not finna do that. And I'm not about to sit here and be quiet and just stand by. And like, I'm going to jail. That's what the hell I'm going. If I go to a protest, I can't go to jail, y'all. I have OCD. I got autism. I cannot do that. I cannot do that, right? So that's not a safe way for me to be able to show up. But what I can do is I can turn on this microphone and I can start talking, because I know that when I speak, people listen. What I can do is I can create a universe where people are able to come and they are able to find their people. Right? So this is what I was charged with in 2020, but I didn't know that. So what I want to do is I want to show y'all a couple of clips of me talking about what God was telling me at the time. Okay. And now in hindsight, I just went through all of that stuff. I'm telling you how that has evolved. Okay. All right, here we go.
This is the part that stood out for me when I listened to this song again, right?
Y'all feel free to comment in the chat as you're watching.
She said, I can feel it in my bones. And then she said, I go to prepare a place for you.
Oh, wait. Hold on one second. Let me give you some context. So I'm talking about a song. I was living in Tampa, Florida at the time. I had not left Tampa, but I was trying to figure out if I should leave Tampa because everything that was happening. I can hear audio, but it's a black screen, FYI. This is so stupid. I hate that it does this. I'm going to let just the audio play because you don't necessarily need to see what I'm doing on the screen, but I don't know why it does that. And that makes me mad. That makes me so mad. But thank you for letting me know. I don't know why that happens. I have no idea even how to fix that. But I'm gonna play the audio, because nonetheless, what I'm saying is what's important, not necessarily what I look like. So I'm gonna play the audio. But this, what had happened is, I was in my apartment and there was a young man that I had met in my acting and modeling training that sang a song. Oh, okay. It must just have delay. Okay, cool. No problem. He has sang a song by Cynthia Erivo called Stand Up from the Harriet Tubman movie. And so this young man and I trained together, and like, cause he was on Broadway for The Lion King and like all of this, right? So I really followed him. And again, this is during COVID. He had kind of stepped away from the internet because there was a lot going on down to that time. And so he came back to share him singing this song. Right. So I had listened to him sing the song, and then God told me that I needed to go live to talk about faith. So the song that I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we're picking up in the middle of that conversation. Okay. All right. So like I said, feel free to share reactions, responses in the chat. This is from July 2020, early July of 2020.
This is the part that stood out for me when I listened to this song again, right? She said, I can feel it in my bones. And then she said, I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. And it's very soft, just like at the end. I go to prepare a place for you. I'm getting emotional. Hold on. Okay. Breathe. Okay. So she said, I go to prepare a place for you. And this is why I took my makeup off, y'all, because I knew I was gonna like be a mess. So, hey, Candace. Okay. Let me try to focus. Y'all gonna have to just kind of hear me through all of this because it's a lot. So I have been struggling with whether I stay or go here in Tampa. I've been here for 17 years and it's been cool. And I've said many times over the course of years, you know, I'm going to move away. Like, I'm going to go to Atlanta. I'm going to go back home to New Orleans. Like, I'm going to go somewhere else. And just recently, God like slapped me in the face and was like, pack your stuff and roll out. And I was like, God, like I have so many things left to do here. Like I have so much left to do. And, you know, I'm trying to be here for these kids and fight for these kids and, you know, all of this. And God was like, hey, guess what? Because of COVID-19, ain't nobody looking for you anyway. So the same thing, like I've been in my house, right? So he's like, the same thing that you're doing here in Tampa, you could be doing where I told you to go, because I need you to go to this place. And the reason that he needs me to go to the place is because my job is to prepare this place, because so many of y'all that are connected to me are supposed to then come and be connected to whatever it is. So I'll give you an example. I was talking to somebody just the other day, and I was talking about the mentoring program that I have. And I called my business partner and I said, how big do you want this to get? Like these retreats that we do. I said, how big do you want this to get? And she's like, I want it to be really big. And I was like, you know, well, what do we want this to look like? And she said, you know, I feel like you have something really special. You have something really amazing here. And, you know, I feel like it's great what you're doing. Right. So notice the difference. I said, I asked her, how big do you want this to get? What do we want this to look like? And she said, you have something really big. So I said, why are you saying that I have something big and not us? This is not mine. This is ours. So she said, well, it was your idea. I said, right. But I never executed this idea without you. From the very beginning, the first time I held one of my girls' retreats, she was there. And I'm like, I made this place for you to have this little piece right here. Like, this is you. And I can't do this without you. So what I prepared, what I thought up, what I envisioned was not for me. That was for you. That was for us. So why are you telling me that this is for me? This is not for me. This is for you. And what I recognize and realize is God wants me to
prepare places for those of you all who are connected to me. And that's why it's so important for you to understand your purpose, because I need to know what your role is so that I can plug you into whatever that he wants you to do. But if you don't figure out what your role is, then I can't plug you in. So this work that I'm trying to do is not for me. This is for us. And I feel like we missing it. So I needed to tell you, like, I need you to get it. Like, I need you to do the work. I need you to listen to God. I need you to hear what he's saying, because I can't do this by myself. And I don't know what this looks like. Like, I don't know when I go. I don't know what it looks like for whatever this next level is. But what I do know is that the word says that God can do greater than we could ever think or imagine. So I know what I can think in my head. But if it's greater than that, I need a team. I need some people with me, because I can't do it by myself. Like, I'm sitting up here thinking to myself every other day, I need a daggone assistant, because this calendar is out of control. Like, I don't know who made this schedule, but my God, it's a lot. So I need people that are going to fight along with me and that know where they're supposed to be in this fight. But that means that you have to do the work to be able to say, hey, Kimberland, this is what my skill set is. This is what I can do, so that I can say bet, because I know an opportunity is going to come up.
So that was in 2020. Hey, let's talk, sis. I was talking about you. You had it. There are some links that I was like, I wish you were here to drop into the chat so that people are able to find your universe. So that was in 2020 that I said that. And I didn't know where I was going. I had no idea. All I knew at the time is that I was leaving Florida and I was going to Boston. I wound up in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is what made me leave the US. And then once I left the US, I started out in Playa del Carmen. I moved to Mexico City and then here to Medellin. Medellin is where I made the decision to leave the US because I felt I had run into these ladies that were there, and they were Black women from the US, and they were living here. And I was like, y'all said y'all live here? And they were like, yeah. And I said, well, how? And they was like, girl, you have a passport. Pack your shit and get the hell up out of there. Now, mind you, this is in 2021, in April of 2021. But when they said that to me, I asked myself, why am I still there? Why am I trying to figure out how to help myself to stay in a place that I don't like, and I'm experiencing all sorts of trauma, and like, why would I do that? Why what benefit is there for me to stay? There is none. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna go. And by the end of that trip, I had decided that I was gonna leave the US. And so God puts people in places to give us messages at different times. And the reason I wanted to show y'all that is because I've been saying this for a long time. And what happens is sometimes God will put, not sometimes, all the time, God will put things into our spirits and we don't see it immediately. So we assume that we just out here running around in circles. And that's not what's happening. Is that you are collecting experiences so that when you do cross paths, that you are able to lock in, twin. I'm not the kind of person that you come across when you are not ready for some type of shift in your life. That's not the kind of person I am. So if you come across me, it's because you said to yourself, you've accepted an invitation to say, I'm a step deeper. That invitation might be you coming to the healing circle. That invitation might be showing up at a girls' night in. That invitation might be watching the podcast. That invitation might be in various shapes or forms, because we have so many universes that are out there. It might be down on Heal That Shit, right? But you accept that invitation to say, I want to know more and I want to learn more. That's not by happenstance. And so along the way, we are having different experiences, but all of that is so that we'll have what we need when it's time for us to birth our universe. Because there are people who are looking for you. Okay. And so to that point, I want to show you all a snippet from the last graduation that we had of the last class of certified intuitive melanated life coaches. This was in June of 2023. And if you all have been here for a while, you've heard me talk about the mental health crisis that I had in July of 2023. And it happened shortly after this graduation. And so I'm going to give you a peek into what the conversation was about what this is going to look like and sound like as they were then preparing to go out into the world. Okay. One of the things you just said just sounded really resonated with me about playing small. Is something that has plagued me my entire life. And I recognize it's related to childhood trauma. Like, so my mama was crazy. So it was like, you got to just kind of be invisible and quiet, okay? Because she won't come home tripping. So everybody just go somewhere. And that stayed with me. I remember probably about 2011 or 12. I was at this church and this prophet came up to me. So I was standing in the back, minding my black ass business like I try to do. Okay. And she cut through the entire church and was like, you come here. So I'm like, excuse me, everyone. And her word to me was, it is time for you to come out of the background and to walk in the boldness that is inside of you. So I heard her. She said a whole bunch of other things. She was like, there's ministry inside of you. You're supposed to change lives. There are millions of people that are called to you, like all this. I'm like, yeah, lady. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. The only part of that I really held on to was the stop playing small part. And I've been working really hard over the past decade or so to really figure out what that means. Like how do I do that? Because I've been doing this for, 30 plus years. Like, how do I create this opportunity to actually show up in the fullness of who I am? And I don't think I really met that person until I left the US. And it was just because I could focus on me. And I didn't have so many other things pulling my attention in so many other directions and people telling me how I had to show up and what this had to look like and whatever. And along with that, though, one thing that anybody can say about me that has ever shared space with me on a consistent basis is that you're not going to be able to be mediocre around me. I just don't do it. So you gonna dig deep or you gonna get from around me. Like, I don't have surface conversations. I don't do things on a surface level. I just don't do it. I'm allergic. It makes me want to vomit. I just hate it with everything inside of me. We are in a season right now of exponential increase. It's a prayer that I've prayed since around that same time, 2011, 2012, I had left the classroom and I was like, God, I want you to use me exponentially. Like, F this addition. I want to do some squares and the quadruples. Like, I want a parabola curve. Like, I'm not trying to just do this step by step. I really want to be able to expand myself, my reach exponentially. And when I was sitting on the balcony yesterday, God was like, the season is so close that right now, the only thing you need to be doing is preparing for increase. That's it. And I was like, what does that look like? So God was like, there are systems that need to be in place. There are people that need to be in place. There are words and posts and content. Like, you need to be preparing because something really big is about to happen. So then God was like, the people that are coming into our paths are so strategically placed And we have to nurture those relationships with care, because these are the people that are going to unlock whatever that next room is that we've been wanting to get into. And we need to be ready. We need to have the words in our mouth. We need to have the pitch ready, the website, whatever it is, needs to be ready, because the person that's going to unlock this is going to cross our path. When I tell you the dreams and the things that are inside of us are this close to actually being present in real life. And that is why I feel like I'm somebody mama right now. That is why I'm so hard on you. Seriously, I want you to understand when I say that everything that we're doing is for you. Like, none of this is for me. Like, I'm not building your program. You are building your program, right? So when Jasani said earlier, when I was like, yeah, I need you to dig deeper. Yeah, because this for you. I need you to show up for yourself, not for me. Right? I'm the one where you might have borrowed some of my confidence, or you might have been like, okay, I'm gonna do this for Kimberland. I'm gonna do this to support Kimberland. Like, all of that. That's great. I love it. I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, this is for you. Right? So you have to show up for you in a way that is going to match the vision that God has implanted inside of you. Because y'all got some big dreams. Big dreams, and they are so possible. They are already happening. It's a lot that is about to happen, a lot that is moving right now. And there are a lot of factors that are going into creating this space and this recipe for us to be able to walk into our greatness. So I want y'all to receive that from a real place, like deep down, all the way into your toes, because it's almost like, you know how I don't know if it's a nursery rhyme or whatever, Midas, the golden touch, everything I touch turns to gold. Like, that's the season that we're about to be in. It's like where your feet tread and where you walk into these spaces, people are going to notice. Who is that? Well, what you doing? Well, let me hook you up with so-and-so because they doing this. Who knows so-and-so? And now all of a sudden you're on TV, you're in newspaper articles, you at conferences, you're doing conventions. Like, that's the season that we're about to be in. And what I don't want to have happen is that we show up and we ain't ready. So I don't know who that is for. Y'all will have to tell me in the chat who that's for, because what happened after that conversation is they went off to live their lives and collect more experiences. And I've been going around to each of those universes, turning them on. And what I mean when I say turning it on, it's like, what are you putting out into the world? So every one of those 5 people that you saw, each of them has a universe that they've been doing things out in the world, that they're drawing people, that they are giving people safe spaces to show up. And so basically what happened with one of them is I said, you ready? And he was like, I ain't packed or nothing. Because that was 3 years ago, right? But it took 3 years for us to get to the space where it's like, now it's time to go. And now it's go time. And so that's what you're seeing is all of these things now getting birthed out into the world is because people are recognizing it's go time and they're turning on their universes. So I want to show you, I put the link to the latest newsletter into the chat so that you can go in and explore and see what other offerings and universes that we have around here. I want to fast forward very quickly, and I feel like I may have to come back and share more about this. Maybe I'll go live from Patreon, but maybe I'll do a open live. Maybe I'll do that. But I want to tell you this right quick. I don't know if you all have heard of a creator called she used to be called Tie Tie Baby. And now her name is Ty Grant, the visionary. So Ty, I want to be able to show a picture of her, but I don't have it here. Um, Ty a year ago made a post, and basically she used to do different skits. So the skits would, let me see if I could pull it up, if I could pull one up. Why is this saying it isn't available? There it is. Okay, let me see. Which one is it? We missed the skits. Okay. So I'm gonna play a video from her page so that you all can hear her say it. Okay, I didn't realize there wasn't any words, but basically it says, I'm gonna read the caption. It says, after stepping away from skits and really finding myself, pre-sales for my next live experience are already open and moving. I've been building this for 6 months, and after a sold out show last year, I knew I had to bring it back in a way that's bigger, more intentional, and more accessible. In the video, it says, we missed the skits. We're only here for the skits. Don't quit skits. That's stupid. F what people say. I'm going to chase my dreams anyway. So what Ty did is she decided to pivot, and she was doing these skits or whatever. And then she was like, I don't really want to do that anymore. I actually want to pivot into how I show up in these spaces, and I want to help other creators. So she made a post saying that, and then she had put out a call for creators, and she was like, or small Black businesses. She was like, if anyone has a small Black business, like, let me know, whatever. And so I commented, I was like, me, I'm a small Black business, me, right? This was a year ago. I forgot I did that. On the same morning as the day that I wrote the 4-page letter, which again, you can read that at tinyurl.com/thetruthjar. That same morning, as I'm snotty nose crying, trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do, I open up my Instagram and I see that Ty has sent us a message. And Ty said in the message, basically, you made a comment on my pinned post that I had, and you said that you have a small Black business. I really appreciate your support. If you're open to it, I'd love to know if you're still interested in promotion for your business. I say, hi, yes, very much still. Then she said, I love that. Thank you for being open to it. I'd love to learn more about your business first. What do you offer, and who do you love serving? Also, what kind of promotion are you currently looking for or needing the most right now? And so I told her we were going to get it together. She said, of course, take your time. I look forward to seeing everything. Whenever you're ready, just send it over. I sent it over last night or yesterday. And so I wanted to show you all really quickly what it looks like. And then I'm also going to put this link into the chat so that you can also see what it looks like, because I think those questions are valuable questions to ask. And we answered those questions with this opportunity. So, okay, so that link is there, and so you can go through it if you would like. But basically, what we did is kind of just outlined who we are and what we do and the people that are in this universe. And so, Minding My Black Ass Business, we offer a sanctuary for those who are on their healing journey and searching for belonging, find community, and a new way of existing through vulnerable intergenerational conversations that center joy, freedom, and wholeness. Then we have the stories of 3 women, Kristen, Taisha, and Erica, and you're able to read those stories and learn a little bit more about their lives and how finding Minding My Black Ass Business has supported them in their path. This page looks at the different people that exist here in Minding My Black Ass Business. So there's myself, I'm the universe architect. We have Shekinah, who is the chief vibe officer. Vanessa is the trend oracle. Kalanda is the architect of operations, and Sierra is the realm correspondent. And so you can look and see what our current reach is. And basically, it says here, welcome to Minding My Black Ass Business, the space where Black folks get to rest, resist, reclaim, and mind our joy, peace, purpose, and Black ass business without apology. Born from burnout, bullying, and the bold decision to choose self over survival mode, Minding My Black Ass Business is where truth meets healing with a side of humor. We talk about everything from neurodivergence and decolonizing your to do list to generational trauma, dating, joy, soft life, and what it really means to come home to yourself. We are a community for the late diagnosed, overgivers, sacred rebel cycle breakers, and freedom dreamers. Started as a clapback, became a whole lifestyle. So you're able to see that. And then we also put in our ask, what it is that we are looking for. And that is for collaboration and cross promotion. And this is for anyone who is wondering how you are able to be a part of it. That is what we are looking for. It says this is more than a promotional opportunity for us. We are giving an invitation into a multiverse, and we would love to explore what's possible when our worlds collide. That is a universal statement. So if you are someone who has a universe, you're wanting to know what this looks like, you've been looking for this type of community, that's what we do. Feel free to reach out and we can see what that looks like. Okay, so you can email us at mindingmyblackassbusiness@gmail.com. You can come to one of our events. You can leave a comment in the chat. You can leave an actual comment, right? But the 4-page letter was basically, yo, I've been going through it. And this is what's coming out on the other side. And the people are showing up. We have people who are walking into our virtual doors every day and saying, I want to be aligned with this. This is moving in the direction that feels aligned with my spirit. So thank y'all for listening, and thank you all for being here. Thank you all for allowing my brain and my yapper to get it popping. As I get off of here, I just want to say that it has been 6 years. That is how long I have carried this thought and this idea and been developing this. And that's just the 6 that I can like actually point to things that it's started before that. But the whole time I've been saying the people are coming and the people are finally here. You are the people, and thank you for being the people. There were a lot of seasons where it was hard. It felt real ridiculous and real foolish, and the rooms were very small and the support was thin. And a lot of times I felt like I was by myself and I was carrying this vision that I did not know what to do with. But I kept saying the people are coming. And I finally felt like I was at the end of a marathon where it was the final point too, and I'm crawling across the finish line, and I'm like, I can't do it by myself anymore. And God told me to write that letter. And that letter gave me 4 pages of clarity and courage and articulation of exactly what was happening and what we exactly needed. And then God said, all right, here they come. So, this is what faith looks like when you allow faith in your spirit and your intuition, and for God to really guide your steps. I invite you all to see what God is going to do. I sat here a few weeks ago and I said, yeah, I'm going to let God show y'all, because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But what I do know is that the word says God will do greater than we can think or imagine. And I know at this point what I can think or imagine. So to say that it's greater than that, baby. Okay, so anyway, the people are here, and we want to make sure that when the people come, that we welcome them well. And if you are one of the people who just arrived, thank you. Thank you for being here. We have been waiting for you. We have been preparing for you. We have been looking for you. All right. So every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. And that is from Harriet Tubman. All right. So I appreciate y'all again for being a part of the new archive members that have shown up. Thank you for agreeing to be a keeper. Thank you for accepting the invitation and stepping into our universe. Please make sure you've liked the video, that you have shared it, that you have commented, that you are interacting in order to help us find the folks that are looking for us, right? All right, I'll see y'all next week, and I might go live later on down to the Patreon. So make sure you at least join on the free side, patreon.com/minding my black ass business, so that you can be a part. All right, bye, y'all.
Thank you for listening to The Frolicking Truth, where joy meets justice and our nervous systems get free. Please be sure to like, rate, and comment. Subscribe to the YouTube page, Minding My Black Ass Business, and follow me on all social platforms. Until next time.